It's not every day that Evelyn comes to Vancouver or offers to gift us with an opportunity like this, and it's so special to see these pieces come to life with performances and music. So for those unfamiliar with her work, I certainly am. I'm fairly new to Vancouver myself. Evelyn Roth is an internationally acclaimed textile and performance artist. She celebrated her environmentally conscious storytelling and participatory performances that have been featured at festivals, expos, and galleries around the world, from Brazil to Korea, South Africa to New Zealand to here in Canada. Originally from Vancouver, Evelyn has lived in Australia for many years, and she continues to create large-scale exhibitions, installations, and pop-up classrooms that engage communities through art and ecology. We're so grateful to have Evelyn here, reaching out and turning her donation into an art performance for us all to enjoy and help us better understand how the piece was designed to move with the body. I would also like to thank the musicians and performers from Infuse, an ephemeral improvisational group with mystical jazz fusion influences, featuring Ray Fuse, an interdisciplinary artist who has danced with Evelyn for over 30 years. Tonight he's playing the handmade 1980s, and you'll have to correct me if I say this wrong, an oid instrument? Oh. Oid, O-I-D-E-S. We weren't sure how to pronounce that, so if anyone knows, please correct me. Instrument created by Vancouver street artist Desiree J. Sauvignon, Manny Albury, a silver flute player and saxophone player. James Newhouse, who's been performing on the keyboard for more than 40 years. Tyson Jew Blair Cow, performing the hard pan drum at City Moon. And thank you as well for Brian Wong, who is documenting performances on video. Finally, we're honored to welcome performers and models who will be animating Evelyn's costumes. These include Jack and Louise Christie, Christina Isley, dancer, choreographer, professional anthropology and professor of anthropology and published author, Yayo Hironi, movement artist and actor, Angela Brown, interdisciplinary artist and storyteller, and Olivia Benny and friends who are modeling tonight's wearable art. So please join me in welcoming them to this one-of-a-kind performance.
Welcome, you can hear me. It's so surprising to be here, and I welcome you so much. And I've had so much love and understanding from everybody here in something ringing. Okay, thank you. Just explain my dad. So we honor that I'm living in Australia a long time. The Musqueam people whose land we are on, the First Nations people of this area, and my honoring all my neighbors and friends. I lived at 2nd Avenue and Stephen Street in Kitsilano. You can still see the sign on the corner. Evelyn Roth lived there. And I began my first.
Evelyn, I go a little closer to the mic.
There? Okay, thank you. So I actually grew up on a Canadian prairie. I went to one-room schoolhouse from grade 1 to grade 9. One room with 30 children. And my mother would knit and crochet and sew with a pedal machine. She had a pedal lathe. And I just knew that it was around me. She remade clothes, somebody's old clothes would become a child's happy thing and she'd add a fur thing, or she'd knit me a nice little red dress with a circle skirt. When my mother died when I was 9, but I could still know, I was handy and stuff. So all I will say is that my success as an artist today, which I've got, a house and studio beach in Australia that's worth $2 million to host it about. I happened to hit things at the right time. But everything has happened with my foot on that sewing machine. Every single time I've made a home is with my hands. And the biggest legacy I want to leave children and families, you could do it, you know, just get in there. I've met already even yesterday, young people, oh, she's laying my daughter, she's putting together things with that. You just keep that excitement, that wonderful enthusiasm is important. We don't want to tone them down in any way. It's going to be a hard enough life, as we know. So my legacy really is working with children. And when I left the Canadian Prairie into the city of Edmonton, I took ballet, oriental dance, fencing, and I was, interested in dance. And I think because of that original dance training, all of the costumes and things that I make for children, whether they're flying with wings or butterflies or the hoopa things, is all related to movement. And there are little children, they really line up. They line up to come to my Nile Zoo in Adelaide, so those ones. They're really together. Anyway, so that is Ray Hughes, who was introduced earlier. Ray has been working with me for almost 30, 40 years. And just to give you Ray, I'll give you a little introduction of how I came to be to this museum. Marion Denny, the First Nations person, gave her 11 inch beans to this museum as part of the Maritime Museum somewhere in 1950. And I thought, if she's putting her leather into the museum, there's a question I'd like some of mine. So if you bring over that, the Air Stewardess outfit. In 1961, there was a competition in the shopping center in Vancouver to design an airline stewardess's outfit for the year 2000. And so I had worked with leather for many years, and so I made and sewed in the 1970s. French designer Courage made all these wonderful outfits with white leather and buckskin. So this piece, and they're now called they're air attendants, they're not stewardesses anymore, but I talked to them on the airplane office. This is an outfit that the stewardess could wear in a foolish country, and then the legs snap off the arms, and it becomes two outfits, a mini dress and the long pants. And it won a prize in the shopping center. Air Canada, I got a flight to Paris. So on the airplane, Air Canada flight to Paris. Hey, my first trip to Paris. And I crochet a videotape cap. Like this. Oh, where is it? The green bag. Yeah, green bag, the green bag. Yep. So I go to the television stations, the CBC station, and I get a roll of tape. And it is at that point 2 inch wide on a roll, metal. And I go to the station. And it's basically metal colored plastic. This is before the digital era. So I start making things like the car cover for my car. I get the videotape. I drive from Vancouver to St. John's, Newfoundland, Cape Fear. And this is 1965. I leave the Vancouver Art Gallery. Stop in each capital city in Canada, and CBC TV come out, and we get a hat, and I'm there. I actually made front page newspaper all the way across Canada. And then when I came back, income tax said, Evelyn, you owe us $500 to filled out the T4 instead of the T4A. And I dressed up in this same outfit. This was my Amazon outfit. Stood in front of Georgia Street income tax ripoff sign. In a couple hours, they called me upstairs and apologized, didn't have to pay. And I got a letter from Ron Bassford, who was actually the treasurer of Canada. He really appreciated the crocheting lady, the treasury lady, who did that. But the continue is, so I'm going to Paris on that Air Canada airplane. And Captain, what do they call it, says, "This is Captain thing for you to play." And I picked the little kids I have, I'll carry this around. I make bathroom mats and bowling and everything. And I make a cap like he's wearing. I send it with the stewardess to the captain from Evelyn Roth, made from CBC program in Hockey Night in Canada. And he wants you to sit in a cockpit. I'm sitting in the cockpit with Air Canada all over the tally. So that is the beginning of the story. The way is getting healthy, and we're in the digital area. Now, on to the first of wearable art. Model for Olivia. And that was in a plan where my wearables had two looks. That read velour, which is a t-shirt. It became this is a lovely Olivia Benini. She's actually my granddaughter. And she was dancing modeling my piece. And Evelyn Roth recycling book was published in 1975 by Talon Books. It's been on print for a while. But the wearables you're seeing now are actually published and made in the 1970s. The Laura were, and this is part of my recycling. You could take a leather coat or a velour, velvet shirt, cut it in long strips, and make knitting needles out of driftwood. In Australia, I use a thistle. They're big fat thistles. And they're nice and dry and light. Move 6-size knitting needles. You don't want to have any. Yeah. So it's one of my other girlfriends. Come on, Yayoi. Yayoi Murano is a fabulous mime artist dancer. She came from Japan a long time ago. She lives in Granville Island with her husband. And she has got her own dance group. And I'm using her talent. She's danced. Floyd Roberts when I lived there and did celebration of a dead tree and all kinds of ones. Creating with the yellow leather knit. This is like his mohair knits, and it's actually peasant feathers. You know, all the men used to knit, and you had peasants for dinner. These are the feathers from a real peasant. It's been in years of flying out and these were pictured in my recycling book in 1976. It's all that down. I would also call it my fully knits, leather knits from New York. years, I competed in the New Zealand World of Wearable Art, a very famous international show. And this one here is an expression of Diana Trickle. Nylon trickle fabric recycled, and one of the pieces from the New Zealand Wow show. It's called Prairie North. It's a giant pussy willows in a tree, tackle farm to the land. Going to New York for the first fur and feather show of 1974. Very cool. It's knit out of somebody's old coat with coyote tails. And it was hung last displayed in 1979 at the Burnaby Art Gallery, with somebody actually stolen more tails to hang off their gallery. And dear Steve found some more coyote tails and mailed them on to Australia on an I moved from the Canadian prairie to Vancouver in 1961, so the ocean and ocean creatures, but also students at that time, all the men in British Columbia had to go out and get gear. You're going to go hunting, you're tan. So what are you going to do with the gear's tan? You're going to buckskin. So at that point, I started to work with buckskin and made men's jackets and fringes and stuff. It was a time of medieval festivals, art festivals, sold one jacket to Joni Mitchell, like that. They were all wearing the leather knit things. As a matter of fact, this is giving you another personal story. I had been married, and he was divorced with somebody else I loved. And then I was working at a dentist office, and he won a raffle ticket as a free divorce offered by Carrie Lynn. But he wasn't even married. So I made him a buckskin jacket, and he gave me that divorce. My husband number 3 got away much. Heather dust girls. Heather dust. These are famous Louise and John Christie. They are famous Irish My friend says about leather this and leather that, so they're here just at the last minute wearing one of the leather pieces. And I invite them, you all, you know, good old Georgia Strait. Actually, Jack was a DJ at Rohan's Club on 4,000 years. He used to dancing live music and gets around. CBC
And the kids love your dancing.
Right. Yeah, they wrote all of those movies. You want to say something? Yeah, they're all going to come out. That's right, the rules.
Before we wrap up this afternoon's performance, I'd like to say a few thank you on behalf of the Museum of Vancouver. My name is Eveyln. I am the Director of Collections and Exhibition here. First of all, thank you to our musicians, models, and dancers, performers. You really uplifted the works the work of Evelyn. I felt like I was a bit in a trance, really. Thank you for that. Can you hear me well? Evelyn, thank you so much I feel like saying, for being you, for your vision, your generosity, for your unwavering belief in the power of art. You know, really, over the past 50, 60 years, you have shown us again and again that the artists play an essential role in making this planet I would say, a better, more beautiful, livable, just world. And we're so thankful. I also want to thank you for not forgetting we're Vancouver roots. You know, we're so honored to be part of your story. And at the Museum of Vancouver, we are so excited and happy to be acquiring those incredible works into our permanent collection. I want to thank you, the public, the attendees. There are no public performances without the public. There was something very, very important and special that just happened here. So thank you for being part of this important work, this performance. I would like to thank my colleagues, Wendy Nichols and Curator of Collections, who did pick up that call 3 weeks ago. That crazy call 3 weeks ago. And Jeff there, our programmer, Christine Pennington in Collection, Rudy Violette for helping us today, and the communications person, Debbie Reyes, who couldn't be here today but has been very helpful in making this project known. And I just want to say we have some refreshment, please mingle. There's fruits and cheese. And but before that, let's give a last round of applause for our queen here.